Hello, this is J.N.S, and today we are continuing with the Divine Feminine series, and we are on part 7. And ladies, I hope you are learning something and enjoying what I have been bringing in terms of this wisdom. And so, with part 7, we're going to cover reflexivity, we're going to cover the child-free women by choice, we're going to cover this idea of resting in femininity versus the great matriarch, because there is a difference. And now when we talk about the child-free woman by choice, we're pretty much attacking that from the angle of, you know, the stigma of women who don't have children that society tries to place on us. And so we want to address that stigmatization of the black woman who does not have children, and we want to flex for a bit, because it is a sort of program that's been placed on the women in general in terms of our womanhood and value dependent on this idea of children. And so obviously, while we think that, you know, having a child is a great thing and motherhood is a great thing, there's more multitude, there's more nuance in womanhood and in femininity and in the divine feminine. And so we're addressing that. The next video, we're going to get into some of the archetypes. Either we'll cover the archetypes of the divine feminine, or we will cover the monarch ritual used to create the single mother phenomenon, the Masonic ritual that's done to do that. So I'm thinking of which order I'm going to do that. We may transition into the archetypes of the divine feminine, because that's more of a it's not a heavy topic, and I want you guys to, you know, balance all that energy out, you know, in terms of the content. So we may do something real light and learn about the divine feminine archetypes, and that's going to play into a role. Like once you get that knowledge, you'll start to see what I mean when I say the multitude of the divine feminine, that there is no one prototype blueprint that we all have to follow. There is a blueprint in terms of the composition of the divine feminine, which we talked about when it comes to the melanated woman. We talked about the chaos intelligence and the primordial waters. That is the prototype. That's the blueprint of the mechanisms of the divine feminine. But when it comes to the expression and the archetypes that form from that pole of creation, that is where you see this vastness for the divine feminine of women who have wombs, for those women who were born of water and spirit. There is a multitude of archetypes of what that looks like, and we'll talk about like the queen, the sanguine, the whore, the mother, the mystic, the siren, all of those different archetypes. And then we'll do a video on the goddesses of the archetypes, because those are very relevant as well. And so for this particular video, it's going to be heavy, but, you know, just stay tuned, because we're going to talk about this idea of the child-free woman and the women who want to rest in femininity versus those who have natural calling for the great matriarch. And so we're going to talk about what that looks like, and how there's space for both of that, and how the women who wants to do this rest in femininity, it's in your best interest to support the women that are promoting the great matriarch, so they can create that space for you to rest in your femininity. We're going to have to create that space ourselves. Men are not going to create it for you. So for the women who want to do the soft life and walk around with pink slippers on their feet with fur, and drink their Moscato and relax and you know, have fun town, you know, have a nice happy life, that's great. But you're going to have to support your master builder great matriarchs, the ones that have the genius to carve out infrastructure. And they are the ones that will create that space for you. Because we know what I'm talking about, where there's women like, I don't want to do anything, but just, I want the man to do everything. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to work. That's fine. But you're going to put your support, your monetary support, your social capital, your networking support behind the women that are the builders, the great matriarchs, and then you will carve out a society where that can happen for the black woman. And that's why I come with the Queen Mothership. I'm not trying to put every black woman in a Queen Mothership role. I want to be very clear. That is a very specific type of woman that would take on that Queen Mothership archetype, okay? The goddess archetype. That's a very specific type of woman. And so I would never promote that all black women need to be that way, you know? And that's the thing, like in our community, particularly like in the conscious community, you see how they try to put all black women in a box. They do. Black community tries to put all black women in a certain prototype box of a blueprint of one archetype that will not work. And that's why you see everybody run around like chickens with their heads cut off, because that vastness of the divine feminine must be honored, must be respected. And in terms of what I promote, what I stand for, the persona, the archetype that I represent as the God and as a queen mother, that's going to be different from, say, the next woman, of what she focuses on. She may just be focusing on being a housewife and walking around with the pink slippers on her feet. The next woman may be more of the nurse type, a more nurturing nurse archetype. You know what I mean? So every woman got a different persona that they take on while they in this meat suit. And you want to connect it to your higher self, and we're going to talk about the reflexivity of how to do that. But so we'll cover these different archetypes. And so let's just get straight into the content. We'll start with reflexivity. That's going to be more dry, I'm going to be honest, but stay tuned until we get to the child-free women and to the other topic, okay? And so for reflexivity, black women, we're going to cover this real quickly. I did a whole video on it on this channel that states reflexivity is more important than shadow work in these coming days. And so you want to watch that in its entirety to understand what I'm talking about, because I'm going to cover this very briefly, because I already talked about it for like an hour on my channel, right? So I don't want to be redundant. But reflexivity is the process of pretty much the programming of your prime conscious mind. And we called it the prime conscious mind because it is the energy that, it is the aspect of the mind that is connected directly to the higher self and into the emotional body, versus calling it the subconscious mind because it's not beneath your awareness, because you're in charge of programming it. So you have to become very aware of what content enters the prime conscious mind, because that's what's going to reflect out in your reality through your conscious mind. Okay? And so pretty much what I was saying when it comes to this reflexivity is that you're acting as a point of self-reference, where you are engendering that examination of all of the content within your mind, particularly that prime conscious mind that is connected to your higher self and your emotional body, which contains content that has entered into the mind from childhood, adulthood, life experiences, social structures, all types of things. You're examining all the things that enter the mind, the various aspects of the mind. But we're talking about, when it comes to reflexivity, we're talking about the prime conscious mind, because that's the easiest way for now until you get to the more advanced level, which is the Nakti philosophy. The Nakti philosophy is where you start to program all aspects of your mind, your motherboard, your emotional body, your RAM, your conscious mind, your prime conscious mind. So we'll hold off for that, because we're gonna build up for that knowledge. But for what you need to focus on now when it comes to reflexivity is that while you're doing this examination of all of the content that is in your prime conscious mind, you determine whether it's auspicious, which means it's good for you, for your higher self, or if it's inauspicious, which means it's not good for your higher self. And then you're going to recognize how those forces of socialization and those forces of the programming that's outside of you, the social engineering that's outside of you, how it affects the social structure in which you reside, and how it affects your very reality. And then you're going to go, once you understand that it has this impermanent nature, that it's always changing, that it's dualistic in its essence, and that you are not to be identified with that aspect of content. Do not identify with anything that is externally outside of you. So the content enters the chambers of the mind, but it is not the mind. The content enters the chambers of the self, but it is not the self. And so that's what the reflexivity is that recognition of that very awareness that, hey, there are forces of socialization, forces of social engineering that's going to impact my prime conscious mind, which is my emotional body and the aspect that is connected to my higher self. And so I need to actively sit in the driver's seat and program that. Okay, and so the reflexivity that I'm talking about is where you shape your own norms, your own taste, your own politics, your own desires, your own autonomy. Okay, and that's how you create self-fulfilling prophecies, and that's the creation of your IPU. That's how you start to create the IPU. Just that very idea, black woman, of being aware of the social engineering, all the programs that society tries to put on you. You're very aware of them, and you say, okay, which ones actually benefit me? Which ones actually don't? Let me get that shit out of here if it don't benefit me. Now let me actually program my prime conscious mind with the shit that I want to actually manifest and what I want to see in my reality. If you want to see more joy, more peace, more love, you want to program that prime conscious mind. You want to do your visualizations. You want to do your meditations on love. You want to make sure you're tuned into the vibration and frequency of love. And so the reflexivity process, is this the awareness. We're just at the aspect of awareness. We did not at the aspect of the Nakti philosophy of where we're actually doing the programming and the transmutation. With the reflexivity simply deals with the idea that content is going to enter my chambers of the mind. Content is the V2 that we talked about. That's the social programs, the socialization, the social engineering, the downloads, the MK Ultra. That's all of that shit. And you're going to turn that around as a reflexive being and say, which serves me, which don't serve me. What's causing my dis-ease? What's causing joy? And you're going to keep that or transmute it or remove it. So you're examining your own mind. You're examining your prime conscious mind. Then you're going to say, what do I want to program my prime conscious with? I want to program my prime conscious with more abundance. So now you got to tune your frequency into the abundance dial. You're going to turn it into the abundance dial. And that's where you start to make sure that you looking at things that promote that, reading material that promote that, gaining wisdom and knowledge, working on your circle of mentors, of the inner networking, of everything that promotes that abundance that you and pretty much it is an auto-conscious process at this point, just because, to be honest, just the awareness and tuning of the dial, your whole universe pretty much molds to that frequency, and you'll see it. So it's very auto-conscious in a way. You won't have to do much physical work. You can if you want to see it happen faster, because you do need that action, right? But once you make that commitment and you have that awareness itself, it will it'll start to shift and mold itself. Opportunities will start to appear because it's an auto-conscious process. Once you put that out in the transducer, antenna reaches out, and also you program it in a supercomputer, input output. And that's what will happen for you, black woman. And so I want you to understand that when it comes to this reflexivity, because that's very important for you ladies that want to do the rest in femininity. You want to rest in femininity, but you got to work 8 hours a week and shit. I mean, not 8 hours a week, 8 hours a day. you gotta work. Some of you working 2-3 jobs, but you want to rest in femininity. So use that reflexivity process to start the creation of the IPU. Start to examine that mind to see, okay, I want to rest in femininity. I got to see what's in the prime conscious mind that's not affecting it. Is it somebody that's causing it? Is it people around you that is preventing you from creating that IPU of rest in femininity? Get them out your life. Is it a situation? Is it something that you're doing? Are you watching things? Are you eating things? Are you looking at things? Are you participating in certain actions that's not allowing you to rest in that femininity? Come up with a plan. This is all reflexive work. Come up with see how the social structure is affecting your IPU of resting in femininity. Start to examine that, and then start to reprogram it, or transmute the inauspicious content that entered your mind. Say if it was in childhood and you had no awareness or no control over what happened to you as a child, especially if it's something traumatic, if it's trauma. You want to transmute that trauma, and at that point, you would be ready for the Nocti philosophy to move into that space of transmutation and the alchemy. But right now, you're simply becoming aware, and this is very powerful work. Just having that awareness that there are the forces of socialization that are gonna try to social engineer the programming of your mind, and you're saying no. What programming is out there that I actually want? And for many of you, it's the rest of femininity, and many of you talking about the luxurious life. With me, I'm kind of in a stoic minimalist mode, and I think very differently. So as a mystic, and I have to deal with other forces that, say, the average woman wouldn't have to do, the average human wouldn't have to deal with. So the rest of femininity, I create a space of resting in femininity through my mystic lifestyle, but it's not quite the luxurious. Luxurious to me is crystals and aromatherapy, essential oils, humidifier diffusers and orgone pyramids and scalar wave technology. That's my definition of the luxurious life, right? So selenite and big ass salt pyramids, that's just me. But for some of the ladies, I see you doing the luxury thing, and you want the Chanel bag and the Louis Vuitton and all this stuff. And so I have my thoughts on that. I would implore black women to not derive value out of that, because it's external. You can't take it with you. It doesn't increase your soul value. It doesn't really. It's you're trying to impress society, I guess, or hung up on status. So that's a form of the mind aspect of that I can't relate to at this time. I understand it. We've all been there. So I'm not judging it, but I do know that black women and black people in particular, melanated, the Africans, you guys get so hung up on status, and you derive things of value and confidence based on what you can accumulate from the Maya realm, the material realm, and so those things of status become things that ultimately are meaningless in the spiritual world. For me, I'm just speaking as a mystic. To me, that would be meaningless to because it doesn't add any value to society, to you. You have value naturally. You have beauty naturally, and so you're already luxurious as a woman. And so, to me, I'm not discouraging anyone from buying whatever people love, those Hermes bag or whatever. If you got the money, then more. If you have access, if you have the surplus of money to spend your disposable income on that, and that's what you want to do. Certainly, you have that right? But just think of a part of the reflexivity work is looking at those social structures and how they impact you. And so we're looking like, well, what does Louis Vuitton, or let's see even a company that had something directly to do with your oppression as black women. Some of these fashion companies directly, or we look at Balenciaga, we saw the scandal they were caught up in with the kids. Like, do you really want to support that? And so, in part of coming fine-tuned with the reflexivity process of becoming aware of the content that enters the chati itself, because material items are content, is V2, as we say in an active philosophy. And so, the companies you support the things you put your energy, your money towards, your currency on. It's energy transfer, and then you're bringing in the material into the world that you say is going to make you more happy. Is it really going to make you more happy? So the reflexivity process implores you to think about those things, black woman. It implores you to think, okay, these Western companies that don't have any vested interest in your community or in your individual self, mind you, especially for women who don't care about the community stuff, just your individual self. Do you really want to put that $3,500 in a Hermes bag, or do you want to invest in some stock that can pay a dividend to you? Do you want to buy some option contracts and with an 80% probability and start to exponentially grow that money or compound that money? And so that's where my mind is at. And I'm not saying I've literally been studying markets for about It's gonna be a year come. Yeah, it's actually been about a year now, and so that I've gotten to like really studying out, implementing it like with my real money, and so it's a learning process. But for a black woman, you want to rest in femininity. You want to have a plan, baby, and so you may want to think of, okay, what kind of stocks are aristocrat companies that pay dividends on a monthly basis, maybe a quarterly basis, and you want to probably put that in your drip account, and not touch it, and you'll eventually get to that resting in femininity. For those of you that had to work one job or two jobs or 40 hours a week and shit, 60 hours a week and stuff, and I'm not knocking it, because there's periods of times where you gotta work. And there's some women that enjoy working. They can't stay in the house. They can't do the housewife thing. I would love to do the housewife thing, but I also like the mystic lifestyle too. Like I enjoy both, but I also enjoy teaching children. And I say that from experience. Like there was a family member of mine that I helped raise. It was a baby boy, and I really enjoyed. Like I used to I used to literally plan curriculum for him. Like when he was a baby, like when he was 3 and 4 and 5 and shit. Like that used to bring me joy. I was not getting paid to do that. No one told me I had to do that. It wasn't my kid. I would just wake up and be like, okay, this is what we're gonna learn. I'm gonna teach you about herbs. I'm gonna teach you about what else I used to teach him? Science. I used to teach him about physics and all types of stuff. And he used to sit on the floor, and I used to have, like, how you have the book and you had the your pencil with the pointer pencil, and you point into the words and stuff. I mean, this was what I used to do. I used to make tests for him, and I did, I don't really agree with the testing stuff, but back then I used to actually make tests for him and stuff, all types of stuff, and that was fun to me. So I was like, I could totally do that, but for right now, I enjoy the mystic lifestyle, and to me that is resting in femininity. I'm the goddess, and we'll talk about that, the goddess archetype for the mystic women, and how those of the great matriarch, we have to have certain levels of protection around ourselves, because that's how we got overthrown the last time. We got overthrown because other women of a different archetype got jealous of our archetype. And I'll explain how and what that means when we get to that topic. So, black woman, reflexivity. That was very quick. We covered that. I hope you guys get a notion of what I'm talking about when I talk about the reflexivity process. If you want to learn more, please go view that video that states reflexivity is going to become more important than shadow work in today's time, which it is. The shadow work stuff is, to me, that's great if you have a lot of trauma, or if you want to face your fears. So I do still think that shadow work is okay. I just think that promoting it as a blanket is not productive, and then it doesn't account for the social engineering apparatuses, the programming, the MK Ultra stuff that's going on in society. It doesn't deal with that, and so that's the problem. And then I also think it is a subliminal spell to state that the aspect of your mind that's connected to the higher self and to your emotional body is beneath your awareness. That's a spell. It does not have. It's not a beneath your awareness if the subconscious mind is affecting 95% of your reality. So whatever you see in your reality is directly related to whatever was in the auto-conscious, prime conscious mind, or what you guys call subconscious. So with reflexivity and with the Nakti philosophy, we're making that very aware. We're starting from the point of awareness and working forward. We're not. So I'm reversing this shadow work stuff, because what's happening is like you're unaware, and you got to go and through beneath. Work through this trauma, work through this subconscious stuff, this trauma, this repressed emotions, and this repressed shadows, all of these shadows and hidden natures. Yeah, that's cool and all. But then you got to get to the reflexivity aspect of reprogramming all of that, transmutating all of that, the actions that lead to that, the organizing of the energies of the body on the physical, the mental, and the etheric and the action level, the physical level, what we call it, but the action level, to reorient it and do that transmutation process. And so that's why I'm promoting reflexivity for me and for my ilk, because if we are listening to me, you most likely went through the motherfucking ringer. You most likely went through that shadow work period. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and so for me, if you are one of those people that have a little more awareness of what I'm talking about, you're already aware of the programs and the content, and now you're just ready to transmute. You're ready to get the inauspicious out your life, bring in more auspicious content, so that you can be you're already in the driver's seat. You're just looking for a little more techniques to really affect that state of your state of consciousness to what you desire and what you want to see in your reality. You're ready to create your IPU. You're not in the trauma bonding stage. You're not in trauma where you got to go and deal with demons and deal with it, and even if you are, that's okay. Even if you are, because it comes in cycles, and it's not like a linear process, right? And so even if you are, that's totally fine, but you're even more prepared, because again, you have that awareness, like, okay, whatever I tune into, whether it be whatever I look at, whatever I listen to, whoever I'm talking to, whoever I'm fucking, whoever I'm bringing around, whatever I'm eating, whatever I'm doing, is going to affect the dials of frequency that I tune into. And so you're starting from the point of awareness, the point of transcendence, and working our way down into taxonomy, which is what pretty much what was the natural state for humans to be. And so that's why we've come down here to reverse some of the botched teachings that have been presented to humanity. Precisely, that's my work, a part of my work on this planet. So ladies, let's go to the next topic. You guys want to talk about the child-free woman first, or resting in femininity versus the great matriarch? Let's get into the child-free woman. Let's handle that, because that's a little heavy. And so there's a peptide addiction, around our community, around the childless woman, the barren woman. And there's a peptide stigmatization around a single mother, And so what the community does is they have a 32% fucking marriage rate, 32% marriage rate, mind you. Nobody want to get married. The black man dates out at twice the race as a black woman. If you guys want to know more information about that, I put a video about the stats of the black woman logistics in terms of love. And there's 2 million more black women than black men in America, at least, and in Africa too. There's more women in Africa than men. And so what happens is that at the same time where you have this conundrum of there not literally being enough men available just based on numbers itself, then you have black American men date out as twice the race as black women, but 85% out of that 32% that get married are married to black women, but you still that dwindles the numbers even more. Then you have a 72% out of wedlock rate. All of this compounded, right? And we're thinking hard, and I know it's a trigger. Oh my gosh, she's talking about oh my gosh, women should be able to have children, even the women that can't afford children, right? Like that type of thing. You got to deal with the left talking points, right? But what happens is there's this stigmatization of the women who do have the children that are not married. Mind you, 72% out of wedlock in our community. You want to stigmatize that. You want to demonize the single mothers. Then you want to stigmatize and demonize the women who are literally child free by choice. And so what happens is the black woman, she ends up seeking validation from men who think you're going to get more value if you have a children, and not understanding the full multitude of the divine feminine. Okay, it's raw creative power, the realm of chaos, the ability to bring order to chaos through the darkness, through the dark woman in the prime conscious mind, in the quantum realm. And so what they do to the black woman is all of these are all Masonic rituals, by the way. And we're going to talk about what that looks like, because what happens if certain women have raw power, they'll throw an MK Ultra ritual on you that kind of leads to the distraction of from your soul mission. And so they do that by Literally sending an agent nigga that has no intentions on marrying you, have no intentions on being with you. They'll send them your way. And it's a program. It's literally I've seen this. They try to put this program on me, so I know how it looks. And I see the program on other friends and other ex-friends. I know what it looks like, you know. And so they'll send the dude your way. You're unaware that this is an MK Masonic spell, whatever. Fuck, you get you pregnant, and they literally have every intention on it. They get a reward for this. The person who does this, that's gonna walk away from the child and abandon the child, they move up in rank in this world, in this brotherhood. You get pregnant. You literally were on a certain path and on a certain way to your personal IPU, your personal goals and missions that you came with. Now you gotta be distracted, be traumatized for 9 months, carrying a baby by yourself, and the nigga didn't want you and ain't gonna marry you. That's a level of trauma. Then you gotta deal with the baby. All your resources on the baby, all of your attention on the baby, and now you gotta work to take care of that baby, or go to welfare. It's all a spell. And so there's a distraction element, and it's designed from the top. And this is not a coincidence that the black woman has 72% out of wedlock rate. The single mother phenomenon. This is a cult. I'm telling you. I am a mystic. I see this from the multiple dimensions. It's not for I'm not saying every woman as a single mother falls into this category at all. I'm telling you that this has been going on in the black American community for a couple decades. It wasn't always that way, because, you know, we used to be the most married. You had 15 kids on a farm, and you married to your man for 50, 60 years, and that nigga taking care of you, whatever. And all them kids working on a damn farm. You know, we had that type of lifestyle. We had the lifestyle where, you know, your parents stay married for 60, 80 years. Everybody in your generations get married. Even a man dies, you will get married to another man. So we had that, you know, we know what it's like to have a stable family and stuff in the black American community. And some of you have that to this day. And so I'm not trying to paint a broad brush here, but I'm saying that for those who come from the underbelly, for those of us that come from the hood and that's seen some shit, like myself, like I've seen some shit, and I've been through some shit in my childhood, my formative years, and so that allowed me to see things that, say, maybe the privileged black Americans did not get to see. And so what I'm telling you, for the black woman who's, you know, like, they had to, you know, remember that black woman, she had 12 kids and she couldn't afford none of them, and the man left her, and she was all on the news talking about somebody need to be accountable for all my children. What the fuck? Like that type of that type of stuff. That's certainly spells. Those are curses. And again, the men involved in this stuff, these men. Some of them are drones, so they're kind of soulless creatures, anyways. They literally are drone, and somebody sent them on them, and so they don't necessarily. We talking about the ones who just walk away, like the women who get pregnant and the man just walk away. Them type of people. Or sometimes it's purposeful, where they'll get an exchange of energy of reward for doing that to another woman. And again, these are women that are pre-targeted. This is spiritual. You guys can get mad at me and say she's trying to whatever. This is spiritual. There are certain women at bloodlines that get targeted for this stuff. My bloodline was targeted for this shit. I'm telling you, there are certain women that they know, they got the gematria on, they got your genealogy, they know that who you're connected to spiritually, they know who you're connected to in bloodline. And what they'll say for certain women, if you start waking up a little bit too much from the MK Ultra mass psychosis spell that everybody is under, by the way, all of America, you start waking up a little bit more, questioning a little bit too much, or knowing a little bit too much, or you're too focused on yourself. Those beautiful, intelligent women, beautiful, they gifted, very gifted women. We're talking about the black American community. It don't have to be based on their money either. You could be poor, and this energy, it's an energy thing. You just have this light on you, all these gifts. And what they'll do is they'll send motherfucker, go fuck her mind up. She dealing with self-esteem issues. You go get her in the bed. You ain't gotta, we talking about spiritually now. They go and they get you pregnant, and come out, and now you got to focus all your energy on this child. And all the baggage that was the load got passed on to you and the child, unbeknownst to you spiritually. The child's carrying the load of all of this energy. And then the cycle repeats itself. Now they get a time loop. They got an extra soul in the system. This is what they do. They want souls in the system. And so they tried to do this to me. I'm very fucking aware of things and very gifted. And I have very conscious decision to be child free by choice because of the things that I know that my bloodline got involved into. The pacts that they made, the spirits that they got involved with. I don't want that passing on to my child. I don't even think that there will be a man that I'm interested, as far as my level of consciousness. I would need a very powerful man, if I was to even going to consider it. Yes, and then my energy would have to be devoted onto the child. But I would need a very, very powerful man, like a Thomas Sankara, something like a certain set of energy from their electromagnetic field to even feel comfortable enough to even bring a child into this world. So for now, and knowing the state of the divine masculine and knowing where the male mind is, it doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me to do that. And that's why you see a lot of you guys don't love to judge, but the black community does, is they'll stigmatize the child-free woman while they'll stigmatize the single mother. And so what I want to employ, the reason why let me get back to my thought. And so they'll stigmatize both of these dichotomies, shame them, while at the same time knowing, having a 32% marriage rate, knowing that most of these children are going to come into broken homes, knowing that most of our people are dealing still with financial instability. A lot of black women deal with financial instability. So why are you trying to shame them for not having children? And they trying to get their stuff together and get their life together. And then for the black women that come from very powerful bloodlines, that's when they send that Masonic single mother spell. That's why they want to do that MK Ultra spell on the black woman, knowing she's gonna be a single mother, and knowing that you got a 65% chance increase in poverty if you have a child as a single mother. You increase your chances, especially depending on the male. If he's not going to stick around or provide any resources for the child or any child support. And so black women, you got something to think about. You yourself, you love to shame black women who don't have children. You love to shame them and try to guilt trip them into having children in this godforsaken world. This is a time loop. The state of consciousness on earth, while you can create heaven or hell as humanity, is not at its highest level. Why would I want to bring children into this world? Knowing the stuff that I know. I know for a fact that this is a matrix. Yes, it's collapsing, and yet we're going into a new earth, and we're building out that new earth with our energy in real time, and in which it will be advantageous to bring kids into such a beauty. But right now, we just simply, I don't see the point. I don't see it, especially if you're a very aware woman of how this whole system works. And you know that your family got into pacts, your family is in secret societies and orders and stuff, and they passed off energies around and passed off curses and passed off shit that they didn't want to do with. They passed it off to their children. Like, shit was passed off to me. I'm literally telling you that. I had to fight all this stuff off from what the shit that my family done got involved with and pacts they made. I don't feel comfortable bringing in a child into this world knowing what I know. I don't want that shit passing on to my child. And granted, I'm not under oath or anything. I can talk about these things with my child and to steer them and direct them. But I'll be damned if I be a single mother. I'll be damned. And the moment a nigga try to pull that with me, you taking that kid with you. I'm not attached to nothing. I'm a matriarch. I'm a great mother. So the way my mind works is in terms of a builder aspect. I can't have no man try to tie me down and fuck up my shit and go and abandon me with some damn kid, and he think that's going to be the end of me, or he not going to hear the end of it, or he just get to walk away. He gets to walk away, and then I'm just stuck here for 18 years for the rest of my life with a damn baby. that I gotta put all my attention and be distracted from my very sole mission of teaching, of building blueprints for women, of helping, humanity. I gotta be distracted from my sole mission to put all my energy into another life form because some nigga abandoned me. Could you imagine that? And the black man knows I won't deal with that. That's why they be trying. They come and they say, oh, within 2 minutes, oh hell no, this girl, I ain't gonna be able to get her. I ain't gonna be able to fuck her mind up and get her all. You gotta have some boss energy for me to even look your direction. And it ain't even about, when I say boss, I'm not talking about you gotta have all this money. I'm talking about you gotta have some serious integrity, high level of consciousness. Gotta be on some Thomas Sankara shit for me to even wanna, entertain it. Seriously. But this is what these men are doing to these women. They're going around plotting on them. Literally plotting on their bloodline. Not all men. Some men, they want to do it the respectable, traditional way. They want to get married first. They want to invest heavily into that woman's womb. Invest heavily into her. Provide safe space for her. And treat her good. Offer her stability and commitment. And some resources. And then have this baby. Because there's a lot of people that don't believe in marriage, or but there's different forms of marriage, right? You don't have to do state marriage. And so, what I see in my community, it don't interest me. A 32% marriage rate, niggas out here, they not committing to the women. They don't want to work. They don't want to provide. Why would you shame child-free women by choice? Knowing what she sees. Knowing how this system works. Why would you shame a woman that's child-free by choice if she's not financially stable to even bring a child into this world? Knowing that there's 2 million more women than black men. Of course, they're going to be at least 2 million single women or 2 million black women that date out. Literally. That's just the logistics of it. There's literally 2 million more black American men than... I'm sorry. There are 2 million more black American women than black American men. That's literally the facts. And so, the shaming of the child-free woman, we're not doing that. No. Because it's been proven that the child-free single woman on average has less depression than the women with the babies. Then they have more time for themselves, more resources for themselves. And so I'm not ever going to shame a child, even if I was to bring in children to this world. Which at this point, as a mystic and the things that I know that my bloodline got caught up in through their secret societies, I'm not getting involved in it. I don't have no interest on being tied to this earth dimension after I pass on, or after I decide to transition from this realm. I don't have no interest on having my bloodline continue on, and I don't care what people. That's not natural. That's this. That's did your family make pacts with certain fucking entities, lifelong pacts that pass on through to the kid? Did your family sell you into a Monarch program to the government? No. So don't try to fucking tell me what works for me when I know what happened to me, and when I know what my shit got involved with. What my bloodline got involved with. And so no, I don't want to bring no damn child into this world. No. That's my personal decision though. That's my personal. I'm not projecting that onto women, but I damn sure ain't about to let this community try to shame me, guilt trip me, none of that. I'm going to bring the facts and the statistics to your face. 32% marriage rate, 72% out of wedlock rate. Half the men date out half more at the higher percentage than the black woman. You niggas don't get married. You niggas not committing. You're not providing. You niggas is caught up in this occult stuff, this satanic shit that through your bloodline, and y'all want to sit and shame black women who decide through their own awareness that it's not wise to bring in children into this world. And I'm telling you that even one of my parents literally did not want to have children because he knew what he got involved in. He knew what he did. And so it was kind of like, and to him, it was always a guilt thing because he did not want children at all. He knew, like, I can't have children. and it still happened. I guess he passed the load off. I don't know what it was, but he, you know, whatever happened, I'm here. We got here, you know. And so people know things. So when you want to shame the beautiful black women who are single by choice, child free by choice, like Maya. Y'all love to shame beautiful Maya, talented Maya, a woman that's very intelligent, knows herself, and then y'all try to say like, oh, it must be something wrong with her because she in her 40s and she ain't got no child, she ain't got no children. You don't know what that lady is on. You don't know what she knows about her bloodline. You don't know what space she's at spiritually, what rank she's at spiritually. She's at a very high rank spiritually, very high rank spiritually as a mystic woman. She has a lot of mystic energy on her. She got a lot of primordial energy on her of the Dark Mother. That lady is not going to, you not going to be able to okie doke that motherfucker. And I love Maya. I'm just saying, you're not going to be able to okie doke that woman. You're not, as a man. Like, you try to shame her. Oh, Maya's not married. Maya doesn't have children. That woman will run circles around your ass spiritually. She knows shit. She don't maybe on the public be talking about it, you know. But I can assess women's energy, and I know an intellectual woman, and I know a woman who knows shit. I know a woman who knows they worth. She one of them women. She's like, oh no, I know, I see the okie doke for what it is. And then you got the baby girl Eve. Eve said, I'm gonna get a motherfucking billionaire. She knows her worth. These women know they worth. You look at Eve, and you could tell she knows some shit. Very mystic energy on her. And she decided a different route. She decided to go and get married, and you guys saw you divest, and she said, look, she was in the Rough Riders, in the hood, stripping. You know, she was. Why didn't you niggas commit and marry her? Why didn't you? You can get mad at Eve. Oh, Eve dating that white man. Eve's dating a billionaire. Oh, she turned her. Oh, you had plenty of opportunity to make your proposal to Eve, as long as she was in the rap community and in the black community rapping and stuff, and as beautiful as she is and as gifted as she is with her pen. Y'all had plenty of opportunity to make a proper proposal of commitment to her. These type of women, they're not as shallow. She would have committed if you guys would have, you know, the black men who want to complain. You want to complain, you had your apple of opportunity. Then she said, look, the community ain't got nothing for me. It's 2 million more women than men, and it's hard pickings out here. Billionaire man that's ready to commit, ready to honor me, ready to so she makes her choice. And then guys get mad at her. Just like get mad at Serena Williams. Oh, she married that white man that owned Reddit. And Drake, she dated the Drakes. Did Drake commit? Is Drake committed? Is Drake married now? No. Come on. She dated Common. Did Common commit? Did Common marry? No. She dated other brothers. Did they get on their knee and say, Serena Williams, I'm gonna marry you, the best tennis player in the motherfucking world. I love to prolong my progeny and get you pregnant and marry you and honor you. My kids are good for life. I get married to you and get pregnant by you. I'm talking about as a black man. This is what you're supposed to be saying. You see the type of gifts on a woman. Best tennis player in the world. Amazing athlete. We talking about, look at the genes alone. The genes. That should have perked your ears as a black man. Perked your mind. Whoa, look at them genes over there. Look at that woman. Let me get my shit together. Have something to offer her. Let me show her I commit. I can work to the bone. I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna do right by that lady. When she gonna do right by me, cause she got it. But the thing is, the black woman, she'll do right by you if you got that boss energy, and if you command that respect, and you got that energy on you. She ain't had no problem whether you got the money or not. She will ride with you. Black women ride, any woman. Women will ride with the divine masculine. It is you who fucked up. And so you want to shame these women just like y'all love to shame Ashanti. Now Ashanti got pregnant and she is not married to Nelly. She could do so much better than Nelly, by the way. But you know, whatever. They had their history. They had their history. You know him. You know his soul ties. You done fucked, you know, for years and all. So I get it. You know, you just go back to what you know and you settle down, and that's fine. You know. But she's a beautiful woman, and baby girl gets pregnant. Where the marriage at? And maybe they don't want to get they finances all tied up with that, so maybe they got some type of decision worked out. You never know, you know. But this is what they decided to do. But for years, everybody shamed Ashanti. Y'all probably shamed her, and she probably said, you know what, let me just go back with this nigga Nelly. You know, let me just go back and so the community can shut the fuck up. But you know, you don't know what people's stories are. You know, when you see these women and men, and particularly the child-free woman by choice. I'm not letting you do it. I'm gonna stand up for Maya all times. You know, because I know she's living her best life, and I know she's happy, and I know she's content with herself. You know, and so all this shaming that y'all like to do, no, because we're gonna look at this video. You see these videos where these black women are talking about they tired, they exhausted from their kids, and having a baby is drama. Look at this woman crying and screaming out. We're about to look at this.
Why does everybody want a baby and a baby mama and a baby daddy so fucking bad, bro? Like, people change, babies grow up, and kids do not go away. And neither does your baby daddy or baby mama. You're gonna be tied to them no matter what, bro. No matter what. You come to become a grandparent, they become a fucking grandparent. Your kid graduate college, they ain't gotta be there. If it's somebody that you hate, if it's somebody that you detest, if it's somebody that you really, you don't want to have a kid by them, if it's somebody that beats you, that disrespects you, like whatever the case is, like you don't. Having a child is not a joke, and I don't see enough people talking about it. Y'all always trying to glamorize parenthood. Talk about the downs, bro. People need to start talking about the downs to save the younger generation. That's how you break generational curses. That's how you stop them. You wait, and you have kids when you're ready. You wait and you have kids by somebody that you know, somebody that you love, somebody that you're compatible with. That's how you do it. I love my son, don't get me wrong. I love my son so much, but this shit is so hard. This is the hardest shit I've ever had to do. It's raising a child. That's the hardest shit. I can't, you can't compare it to this shit, bro. And nobody ever talks about the downs and how hard that shit is. Like, I need a break so bad, bro. And the only person that can help me is my worst enemy. I gotta send my baby with the person that I hate the most. Somebody that I just wanna forget. And it's a chapter in my life that will never close. Ever. This baby daddy, baby mama shit is not cute, bro. There's nothing cute about it. And that's like...
I want to say this to the men so y'all can better understand what's really going on with us women. We are mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually exhausted in motherhood, okay? The domestic labor falls on us, and we know that society goes by traditional roles, so a lot of the household deeds fall on the women. But for us we constantly have to be attentive to what our children need when they're sick, when they look like they're about to become sick, their education, their emotional well-being, them learning, their coping skills. This is all of everything that we are paying attention to. On top of loving our children, we're trying to find spaces to be able to love ourselves.
Okay, so y'all see that. Y'all see the crying and the screaming about being having a child or bringing a child into a world with a nigga that's not committed. Look at what these women are saying. And I've been in private groups where I have talked with so many black women and these white women. They literally regret having children. They regret it. They hate their children. There are women that hate their children because of the situation. So and then some, there's women that just tolerate the situation because they feel like it's here now. What can I do? I gotta love my child. Could you imagine having to feel obligated to love another being, even if it is the being that come out of yourself? And I'm talking spiritual, but you know, it's like, don't try to shame. No. If you want to do that route, and there are some women that are willing to take on that mantle, and be a single mother. My thing is, you gotta turn that energy into Madonna and Baby, if that's what the route you're gonna take. You got to turn that energy into Madonna and Baby, because or Goddess and Baby, because that's the only way to break the Masonic curse, and that's the only way to break the stigmatization that the community gonna put on you for being a single mother. They came at Sierra for getting rid of Future and getting a Russell. Man that commits, man that's a family man that respects her divine feminine. They want to call Russell a buster and all this stuff. Hell no, give me a Russell all day. I like the geeky. I don't like all that. Don't bring the ash around me. They get mad because she ain't commit with Future who got 7 motherfucking babies, 7 kids by other different women. And I knew that was gonna happen. When she said she was dating him, I said, oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with her? She done fucked up now. And she was all excited, and they gonna get married, and he got 7 baby mamas and all this stuff. And I'm glad she leveled up. I know she was watching the BWE content and said, what the fuck was I thinking? And she took her baby and transmuted that energy to Goddess and Baby and got her a Russell. Even if she didn't get Russell, she still transmuted that energy by working on herself. And she got with Russell, and now, and whatever, people's situations are not all gold or whatever, but at the same time, that's a better situation than her dealing with Future and his 7 baby mamas and him talking about Molly and Percocets. The nigga's high all the time. The nigga cut off his godhood. Where's his divine consciousness? Do you hear him talking about his divinity as the divine masculine? No, you hear him talking about don't respect the women's and Molly and Percocet. That low vibrational shit in our community, and you black people supported it. And got mad, all the black men got mad at Sierra because y'all realized that you can't come to the black woman with y'all bullshit anymore. And y'all really gonna be mad at me because I'm telling this black woman, don't do it. Don't put yourself in them situations, man. Get that commitment up front. Assess that penis energy immediately. Assess the character of the male. Demand more from the divine masculine. In terms of its stepping up in integrity and authenticity and righteousness and protection of the divine feminine, of honoring the divine feminine and respecting the divine feminine of the black woman. You can't give her that respect and give her that love and that commitment and those and even the provisions that she should not be having no motherfucking child with you. 72% out of where, oh, you out of your damn mind. You coming, I slap the hell out of you. Coming to some god talking crazy like that, trying to shame these women for not. Come on, you better not ever do it in front of me, because I know you niggas is lost. I know you out of your mind. I know you under MK Ultra. I'm trying to shame this black woman for making a conscious decision to stay child free, and this den of iniquity y'all call Earth. Y'all done fucked my planet up so much. Can't even feel comfortable to bring a child in. What all your rituals and all your occult shit and all your ridiculous stuff y'all done got these bloodlines caught up in. Hell nah. Hell nah. And so the black woman, you're in a space where you have decisions to make. Are you gonna do the child free woman by choice thing? Are you gonna do the child free by choice, or are you going to rest in femininity, get married, and do the housewife thing? For many of you, that is a reality. That sure will be a reality. But the thing is, ladies, be aware of the logistics of the black woman relationships. Understand the totality of what you're dealing with. Understand it. Because if you don't get it right on the first try, you're a woman. Your eggs expire after a certain amount of time. You don't get to reset, start over. As much as the male gets to. The male just walks away and go get another family. You get abandoned a child. You get pregnant and fucks up and it's not right. You try to go get another man, and he don't want to take care of your child. And so you got to think of these things. You got to think of, other ecosystems as well. Will another patriarchs in another ecosystem provide more provisions for you? Think about those things. Yes or no? You get mad at Eve. Eve went and dated that white billionaire, and he's oppressing her, and the white man did this to our people. All this stupid shit you say. Billionaire married her. sharing his assets with her, providing provisions for her, providing luxury for her. She did what she had to do. You get mad at the black woman. And now, there's this video that's going around of this black woman that was talking about she not going to go on no dates unless the man pays her bills up front. Very obnoxious video. No, I don't agree with a woman going on public talking like that. Here's the thing. All women think like that. They just not stupid enough to go on the internet blasting it out. All women, white women, your Asian. Oh man, you should see how the Asian women. I went to Columbia University and I used to study how the Asian women thought. They literally went to school to plot on the males. Males that come from certain backgrounds. They would look up men to see their background, who their family was, and whatever. Because it was, Columbia, so it was a lot. Sometimes there's a lot more students that have access to certain wealth, right? And I used to see these Asian women, and you should see how they used to dress. They used to be dressed to the nines, dressed to the gods, to the fucking library. And they would be plotting. You could see how they be looking. They be plotting on them men, plotting on them white men. I see them googling them certain names and stuff. I used to see them, man, they used to be giving them the eyes, the twinkles. I'm telling you. And why you think the Asian would make out with Mark Zuckerberg? You look at the Asian, they serious. They get the bag, but they're very intelligent, they're very mercenary. And so I respect that. At least they got some coof. A black woman, and I just kept trying to tell black women, shut your fucking mouth. You get out there, you scare the men all the way, talking like that. Ladies, yes, it's true. Every woman thinks like that. Yes, it's true. Men, wake the fuck up. Yes, you guys know women think like that. The white man knows. That's why everybody knows this. That's how all women think. They're just not stupid enough to go on the internet with cake full of makeup, sounding like Nicki Minaj. This lady, I'm gonna go get the video. She talking about some. Y'all need. I ain't taking no man unless he's ready to pay my motherfucking bills. I ain't got. What the fuck I need to go on a date with you for? You pay my motherfucking bills. What man is gonna say? Okay, oh yeah, I'll do that. I mean, you got some tricks out here, but I'm like, are you kidding me, sis? Shut your fucking mouth and let's make up. You're beautiful. You don't need all the makeup. Work on your mouthpiece and finesse, sister, finesse. The art. There's an art to this. There's a craft to this. And I haven't mastered that craft. I admit, I don't have game. I don't have any game when it comes to men. That's why I say to myself, I don't have game, but I'm not stupid enough to get played. I have discernment though. So niggas still can't run their game on me. But as far as me running game on men, I don't have game. I'm very transparent. I'm very, I don't be plotting and, how do I plot and sinister? That's just not my nature, naturally. So I don't have game. But I know women who, I know what it looks like. I've seen how women can finesse the shit out of men into getting them to pay all bills. All bills paid. You better listen to Sharon Goddess. I used to be cracking up listening. She used to say, all bills paid. Okay? No working. And so, ladies, that's certainly a reality. But you gotta work on your mouthpiece. And that's the thing with the black woman. She gets out there, she just says whatever she learns in these groups. And some of these groups, I'm telling you, white women be teaching their women these things. Black women, and so we listening to this stuff for the first time, with the level up movement and the femininity movement. And women are listening. Women in the hood, they listening to this shit, to these women, the life coaches, and these white women telling them, you go get a man that can provide for you and these provisions. He's going to marry you, and give you monogamy, and he's going to pay the bills, and they're going to pay for the date and all this. And these women, I'm telling you what women are doing. And they listening to this stuff, and they go on the internet, they go put I'm gonna go viral. You know what I'm saying? And they go put on some makeup and they just go out. I'm gonna repeat what she said, but I'm gonna say it in my own language. And she go right on the internet. The black woman goes right on the internet. You're gonna pay my motherfucking bills, and I ain't going on no dates with it. Oh God, come on, ladies, don't do that shit. Don't do that. Finesse. Study them ladies that got that game. There's some ladies that got some game out here. and you study them. You know, and it don't just think it don't matter about the race. You know, just if they got and believe it or not, them Asian women, they know how to finesse men. They parents teach it to them. I'm telling you, read their forums, read the stuff that they like, study them. I be looking, I be like, damn. And they're very hard on men. They're very hard on the divine masculine. You cannot step to them women half stepping. You better have some provisions when it comes to the Asian women. You better have some provisions, and they're very status oriented. So they don't remember when the Japanese lost the war. Their women was so turned off. You should have seen how they treated them men. We lost that fucking war. You're not a man. Oh man, and the Japanese man had to work. Oh, he had to rebuild. He had to whatever he had to do to get Japan to where it was at. Yeah, he said, "Oh my God, I gotta really show my woman that I'm a man." They weren't fucking them. Child rates went plummet. Marriage rate, she was just turned off. It's their culture. I'm not saying we gotta copy that. I'm just saying what it is. Oh, they were so turned off. So turned. Oh, you got conquered. Oh, she treated them like crap. Then they got their shit together, and she stuck around. But you should see how those women be. They love to shame the black women. Man, your woman deal with you. You will be working. Hold on a second. You love to shame the black woman, calling her a gold digger. She don't be demanding shit. They be showing it in the movies. That's real life. I grew up around it. I be seeing the black women. They be taking care of their man. The man don't be working. Don't be having no drive her car on all damn day on E. Eat up all the damn food in the house. That was for the kids, little Ray Ray. I see the shit. I don't see it no more, but I'm saying I grew up in the hood. I seen this shit. I seen how y'all get down. I seen the stuff that the black woman takes. I see she take a lot. Oh, he can't find a job, but she's still fucking and dating him. Still want to be with him. He can't find a job. He ain't working. You can't pull that shit with them other women. So they love to do the complaining, but let's keep it a buck. Seriously. And so, black woman, you gotta work on that finesse. If you do want to get this, the things that you want. There's marriage coaches out here. That's not my ministry, but there are women out here that teach these things of how to finesse your way into what you want with men. They're gonna teach you some game. They're gonna teach you to get your mouthpiece right. They're gonna teach you how to get your look together and all this stuff. Go and find those life coaches. Make sure that they live, that they really living that life and they authentic and they're good. And find those and take their advice. Don't settle. Don't have low standards. Absolutely not. Just because my path is more of the mystic lifestyle, and I'm more, I'm very introverted. I don't. My ministry is not to teach women to date or nothing like that. Like, I'll be real. I don't have much experience with that. With men in general. And so I wouldn't even feel qualified to try to start anything that will teach black women to get married or to get in a relationship. That is not my ministry. But I come to teach you about the divine feminine with things that are internal, the things that are spiritual within you. How to reprogram, how to elevate spiritually. That's my ministry. And having the black woman be prepared, for enlightenment, prepare her for the increase in confidence and love of herself. And so that's what I promote. But a lot of you women, you guys are focused on, getting a man to pay all your bills so you can rest in femininity and all this stuff. Well, rest in femininity, let's get into that topic. Did I cover everything I wanted to say about the child-free woman? Yeah, I just want to say, don't shame child-free women, because the logistics of this community necessitates that it may be more advantageous for women to not bring children into this world. You don't know a specific woman's bloodline. In conclusion, you don't know her bloodline, the pacts that her family got involved with that necessitates her staying child-free until a situation arises, until the correct circumstances arises. There are various archetypes of the divine feminine and the various personas of the divine feminine that must be honored. And so if you see a woman that takes on a path of celibacy or a path of asceticism, don't judge that either. I would say that, and I would say for the women to think twice about the situations you find yourself in with men in regards to commitment in marriage. In the event that you do end up getting pregnant, and the man is not committed and doesn't have any plans on sticking around or marrying you, you need to think about that long and hard about what you're going to do in that situation and what would be best for you in that situation. Only you can decide that. Don't let your family try to guilt trip you into having a baby and you ain't got financial stability. Don't try to listen to them try to bring God and religion into what you need to do with the baby and all that stuff. Think about for your motherfucking ass. You hear me? What's good for you? Nobody else. What kind of path and goals do you have? Is this going to deter you or is this going to promote it? Is the baby going to lead to more progress? Is it going to mellow you out? Is it going to help you in your goals, or is it going to distract you from the fuck you want to do or what you really want to get into? What you really want to be involved with, and handle it accordingly based on you. Don't be going to tell your mom, to talk with your mom, what do I think I should do? Don't do it, because a lot of your moms are fucking jealous of you and they gonna set your ass up and tell you to have a baby so you can ruin your fucking life. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I see it all the time. So you don't want to do that route. Oh, I need advice. Let me go to my grandma. Your grandma's fucking old school. She's a Christian. She's gonna tell you what the fuck. Just had a baby. We'll help you. And all that shit. And then you still distracted, and then grandma dies. Then what? Grandma not there to watch the kid no more. Your mama set you up. She was already jealous of you. Your mama ain't gonna help you. Come on. Think about it for yourself. Keep it to yourself. You find out you get pregnant, and the nigga's gone, or oh shit, he ain't married. Oh no, he ain't working. You think you handle how you want to handle that for yourself. No guilt, no shame, no fear. What do you want to do? That's what I tell the black woman. Okay? And so that's what I want to leave that topic with. Child-free woman by choice. Come on. Some of them women living their best motherfucking life. With me, I would have to say, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not ready. And I know I'm not ready. And I just don't care. My mind's not focused on it. I don't give a shit about that right now. I ain't even gonna hold you. My mind is focused on some more other shit. I'm focused. So, it is what it is. So let's move on to topic. Now we want to talk about. I'm gonna wrap this up because I told myself I don't want to have like these long ass videos. But we're gonna talk about resting in femininity versus the great matriarch. So, in the various archetypes of the divine feminine, you have expressions of what that looks like. And so you're gonna have some women that give off this, this very matronly energy. They're very matriarchal, and then you're gonna have some women that are more so. They're softer. They're not. They're just very dainty. They're not like intelligent. And I don't know that's not the right word, but you guys know what I mean. And so, or some women that placate to the Western ideas of what they think femininity is. And so we have all of this conundrum stuff, and particularly with melanated cultures and melanated women, you see them trying to mimic what they see Western culture do, what they see other societies that have no relation to our bloodlines do. And they try to mimic that, and then they fall short, and then they start blaming each other, start pathologizing one another, start internalizing hatred. They just start, you know what I mean? It fucks up our community even more. And so what I would say is for the black woman, all black women, whether you want to do the rest of femininity or the matriarchy thing, you want to study your pre-colonial history. You want to let go of the Western ideas of manhood and womanhood. And you want to consider the idea of governance within your community that is off the fringe of what you see in society currently. Okay? And so what the black woman needs to realize is that she is the quantum realm. She is the creator. She is the one that births this imagination. She creates from the prime conscious realm. And so that's the greatest gift that the woman has. Obviously, she has the ability to give birth as a portal, a walking dimension, and bring a soul into this earth in the physical realm, where you can create a universe, literally, an IPU. And so this is the power of the woman. And so how she gets there in terms of creating her IPU, and in terms of the things that she desires, she has to do that in context. She has to do that with knowing full knowledge of her story, of her history, her pre-colonial history, the melanated woman, before the slavery, before the colonization, before the conquest, before the overthrow of the Queen Mothership, before. She needs to have knowledge of that, even through the epigenetics. She doesn't have to necessarily go and study a bunch of books. She just has to tap into the spirit. And so once she does that, she understands her epigenetics and her culture and her history. She's going to realize that this idea of what she's looking for in terms of her womanhood and her femininity looks different. It's unique. It's beautiful. It's the prime blueprint. Okay? And so when we're having these issues with the community, with black women and black men being at odds, is because, for one, you guys don't know your history before slavery and colonization. Two, you want to mimic Western society's ideas of femininity and manhood, which is why you keep hitting a fucking wall. You don't want to practice your own culture. And then you want to limit the divine masculine and the divine feminine in terms of its expression, and not be open-minded as a people. So this is why you're having your issues. This is why you're having your issues, because you're blending too much into with the Maya world, the material realm, the world of illusion, and not bringing the spirit involved in this, our ancestors, our culture. Okay, and so when it comes to the rest of femininity versus the great matriarch, there is no versus really. When we talk about resting in femininity, you have a group of women who are more. They're not focused on running society. They're not focused on governance. They're not focused. They just want to be the nurturers. They want to be more passive. They take on that persona of passivity. That's a persona. It's not, because the divine feminine is very active. It's Shakti. It's very active. But some women, but it's receptive. So it's receptive. So some women spend more time in a receptive state. And so you have a lot of women that just, and receptive, we mean like the resting of femininity. And so there's a lot of black women that have interest in that. And so she wants to rest in femininity. She wants to practice a soft life and luxurious, because, the black woman has to be strong, that she has to be, she got her waters working, and she's tired of that shit. And so that's fine. There's obviously nothing wrong with that on the surface level. But how do we get there? How do we provide those spaces and those platforms and structures for black women to be able to rest in femininity? Is she gonna have the black man do it? He's not gonna do it. He wouldn't even do it himself. Is the white man gonna do it? No, his white woman is not gonna allow him, because they're in competition, war of the wombs, battle of the wombs. And so the white woman is not in a space where she sees other races of women as sisters or as women to build with, to build governance with. She doesn't view other women that way. And that's why she goes into battle of the womb part. She's been trying to compete with the black woman for centuries, getting her ass slapped up spiritually. And now her whole castle is crumbling because she hadn't focused on her own governance, on her own true divine feminine as white women. She focused on conquest through her sons, getting her sons to do her fucking dirty work, pretty much. Conquer all the other men, conquer they women, and set her up. That's why they had Queen Elizabeth calling her Queen Mother. Come on. Fucked up all of Africa, fucked up all of Australia, got all, that's how they roll. And the power level. Obviously I'm not saying all white women are concerned with that, but the collective consciousness of that group of people, of the women, they're deeply insecure. They have to work on that. They have so much work to do with uncovering their divine feminine. And so they have a persona of the femininity that they think is womanhood. And that's why they get so bashed. Like, oh, they talk about the Karens. They talk about, oh, the Karen, oh, those white women, oh, the Karen, and you know, because they chickens have come home to roost in terms of their behavior, in terms of who they are and what they do. They love to bash the black woman, but that, oh, good God, that white woman show got a shadow like a motherfucker that she got to face, a big ass demon that she got to face within. And so, she can learn a lot. You know, the white women, they can learn a lot from my Queen Mothership blueprints and frameworks, and from this black woman. They can learn a lot from the chaos intelligence realm of what the melanated woman is going to eventually embrace, and her natural knowledge. They need to be studying our ancient histories. They do. And they need to be trying to mimic that shit, because that's going to broaden, that's going to help all of us. But it will really help black women if they study their own shit, obviously, as well. And so I say that to say that other you know, the way we run our stuff, historically, before slavery and colonization, was not based on battle of the wombs. The battle of the womb energy crept in when the women that did not have ties to royalty, to the interdimensional realm, and did not have the bloodline of certain matriarchs that literally ran the governance, including control over the fate over those women. The very fate over those women. Those women turned against us. They got jealous. And they concluded with they worked with the men and to overthrow the Queen Mothership in the melanated community. And so what happens, you know, when you have this rest of femininity versus the great matriarch movement, the great matriarchs pretty much are charged with building out the apparatuses and the structures, and the men are to execute those schematics that allow for women who are not interested in governance to have this rest in femininity soft life, to have those programs, to have those institutions. For our community, for melanated people, women do that. That's why you have a Heshet split. Heshet split, very intelligent pharaoh. This was a woman. Very brilliant mind, very strong mind. She comes with the schematics, the men execute it. It had no problem. The men had no problem with her reign. Study her history. Had zero problem with her reign. Look at King Vita. This is a West African queen. You have Queen Nzinga. You know, you have, and you're going to see men try to bash these women, by the way, because as we're ushering into the age of divine feminine, this is what our men have a deviant spirit on them that they got from the white man, that they literally hate the power of their own women, because they'll never be able to control it. They'll never be able to top it. Their women are come on, women are the first creatures on the planet. The divine feminine gives rise to divine masculine. It's the laws of electromagnetism. You can study it yourself. You can study biology yourself. You can study the animal kingdoms yourself. You can study the elephant. You can study the dolphin. You can study the whale. You can study the lion. It is what the fuck it is. Other animal kingdom don't have these problems that you humans have. They honor the divine feminine. They know how we get down. They know how the male lioness, the female lioness and the male lion get down. They know. The monkeys, smart ass monkeys, chimpanzee, gorilla. It is what it is. They honor the divine feminine. It's you humans. You humans are the problem. And so, this is where we're at. This is where we're at with it. They put this deviant male spirit on the black man, and anytime he sees a very powerful woman, that's why it was men that colluded to try to get me out the paint with my teachings and with my knowledge. I felt that energy from black. It was some black men that felt really horrific and helped me in the spiritual realm when I was going through what I was going through. It was some black men that stepped up to the place. Oh my gosh, what the hell are we doing with this woman? This is not good. This is not okay. But it was men doing their little occult rituals and trying to fuck me up in the spiritual realm, because they're like, oh hell no, here she come, here they come. They're waking up too much. You know, but that spirit that they have on them, that hatred of these primordial gods, primordial goddesses that are sit on this planet like a Heshet split. They can run shit. You guys, we talk about Sekhmet. You love Sekhmet. That was an archetype that was literally embodied in a particular woman. Let's talk about it for a second. You have Amenhotep. He had a statue for Sekhmet for every day of the year. She was guiding that king. He had priestesses who had to take on her archetype. He had a priestess, a queen mother that had to literally become possessed through quantum entanglement with the spirit of Sekhmet. And he talked to that woman to talk to Sekhmet. Worship Sekhmet. Altars everywhere. He prayed to Sekhmet every day. This was a goddess, a black female goddess. These women appear in the flesh. Okay? And so, say you have your queen mother who got the spirit of, they call it in Voodoo, her head is Sekhmet. Her head is Sekhmet. She can get possessed by Sekhmet, and Sekhmet can talk to her, talk through her, through quantum entanglement. That king is going to be submissive, and not just submissive, but acquiesce to the wisdom and to the godliness of that particular queen mother. The queen mother, that mother that's possessed by Sekhmet, that has the Sekhmet persona. Let me stop saying possession, y'all gonna get scared. That it has the Sekhmet archetype. He's honoring her. Got altars to her. They have little sex magic rituals. He bows down to her pussy. He gives her all. He prays to her. He literally prays to her, to this queen mother, who he knows, because this shit is real. Like, this quantum entanglement, this shit is real. Like, she literally is Sekhmet. This priestess is Amenhotep. Statue for every day of the year for Sekhmet. He bowed down. You can research it. Research it. Those type of women, of the gods, the queen mothers, those queen mothers, that is who the homunculus, that is who the rest and feminine, those are the ones that the other women got jealous of. The women like that, who God speaks through, who the king answers to, who the king gets all his advice from, who he worships, literally worships, who he prays to, who does his rituals for him, who protects him, and he never crosses her until he overthrew his ass and got his ass enslaved. Those type of women, the queen mother women with the god energy, the gods like me, those are the women that the other women that don't have that energy, that don't have that gift of accessing those realms, they got jealous. They got jealous and said, oh, because here's the thing. Those queen mothers, they were already of a royal bloodline. These priestesses, they already connected to they tapped in on the royal bloodline anyways. And the queen mother says, that woman gotta go, or that woman gotta go, or this woman, we need to do this with these groups of women. It happened. It happened. In West Africa, and the Americas, and in Egypt, Kemet, or whatever. And and they had the fate of other women in their hands. And so, that's a very powerful thing when you take on this mystic goddess energy, that archetype. Particular, it depends on which archetype you take on. But, and that energy is real. You become that goddess. You become literally that goddess. And so, through your work and through you become that goddess through your efforts, your spiritual practices, through your mysticisms, through your knowledge, through your wisdom, through your ritual. And other women who are too lazy to get to that level will come for your ass. That's what happened. That's why the matriarch was overthrown, ladies. That is why the queen mothership was overthrown in Africa. Yes, the men, wanted to get out of that, wanted to have more power, and those men got tired of having to always answer to those queen mothers. But it was other women that was in their ear. Oh yeah, fuck that. The woman that takes on the archetype of an Oya, right? This is the queen mother. She's literally Oya. She can literally command the thunder. She can literally command the wind. She can literally. This is a serious thing. This is very real, by the way. Very fucking real. I'm talking from experience. This is very real. She takes on the Oya soul. Oya's inside of her. Say you got a West African. He knows this Nigerian king, right? He has to go to her, give her offer, and praise her. He be drinking her period blood. She does a little magic rituals with him. She got the final decisions on everything. She knows the future. She knows everything. She command to win. He got tired of all that power. And he said, you know what, man? And then you got your concubine hoes that don't know shit, that will never get there. And she could say off with their fucking head and they gone. She got control of their fate in her hand. Them women said, you know what? I'll help you overthrow the bitch. I'll help you overthrow her. You know, what we got to do is get rid of these queen mothers. Let's get rid of all of this matriarchy shit. Let's do patriarchy. I'll follow you. I'll follow you wherever you go, black man. And these women did it, and they followed him right into fucking slavery. And the sex trafficking and colonization. So, you know, it's the biggest running joke with us Sibyls, you know, us oracles. Because we knew it was going to happen. We warned them. Other black men warned them too. Other black priestesses, you can't say it was all men. No, it was some black men that said, oh, hell no, what you doing talking about you're going to kill Oya? What you do talking about you're going to kill Kali? What the fuck? What the hell's wrong with you guys? You're talking about you're going to kill Oshun? Because we talking about the archetypes that came in the flesh. These women, these queen mothers, these matriarchs. And it was some men that said, oh no, and they died for these women. Because they knew, oh no, you about to fuck it all up. You about to mess it all up. And so they knew. Some of these black men knew. So I'm not going to say it was all black men. But for the ones that got greedy and started seeing, oh, look at the Arab Empire. Look at the, you know, look at Persia. Look at China. Look at, you got to think women on a rat. They don't do none of that stuff we got to do all in our culture. With all this queen, mother, divine, feminine, matriarch shit. And the man just rules and the women bow down. I want that system. And look what happened, black man. Was it worth it? No, it was not. And so we're getting back into that. And you can deny your history. You can deny it. I already know what's going to happen. Okay? I'm talking from experience. Okay? And so, as we bring into this age of divine feminine now, and we're ushering in this age, and we're talking about, you know, this quantum entanglement and the queen mothers again. Not every black woman is going to be a queen mother. They're not concerned with that. They want to do the rest of femininity. They want to be a housewife. That's fine. My thing is, ladies, if you want to do that, again, you need to support the goddesses. You need to support the queen mothers in your community so that they can build that out for you and have the men execute it for you. Those women run the governance and is going to ensure that the culture that you need to thrive is manifested. The culture of marriage, the culture of commitment, the culture of the divine feminine being honored and respected, the culture of fatherhood, of men being excellent fathers, the culture of the black woman having her respect and making sure there's no sexual assault, no rape, no nothing for this black woman. You need your queen mothers to implement that for you. I can't believe you can't fucking see that. You think that your 500 years, your man, that since you overthrow this since you overthrew the matriarchy with these niggas, you haven't had it. You need a Hachette split. You need a queen mother who has, through quantum entanglement, took on a god archetype, became a god, and is capable through the chaos intelligence realm, through whatever dimension it came from. Even if it's the Pleiades or the Andromeda star system, whatever Sirius star system, you can get, if you take on that energy from those dimensions, you become a genius. You don't need anything, and they will build out those structures for you. They will build out those things for you, women. They'll build it out for you. You're gonna have some of and those who are in the governance as the woman, you are going to be charged with coming out with those things, testing them, evaluating them, assessing them, and having divine masculine execute that for you. Having the men execute the buildings of those frameworks for you. If they don't want to do it, then guess what? Some of the other the other feminine women that's not necessarily in that particular archetype. They may be in a because you got some women that's in a worker archetype. You know, they Zilly Dontor energy where they get shit done. They're very powerful. They get stuff done. Those type of women will build it out if you don't have the men build it out for you. You black women want to talk about you want to rest in femininity, you want to wear your pink and have the luxury life and not have to worry about anything and not have sexual assault in your community and not have little girls assaulted in your community and have love in your community and have black businesses and group economics and all that stuff. You keep being a male identified mammy thinking that these men gonna build that shit for you. You're gonna be out here looking stupid, holding the bag, getting got every single motherfucking time. It's not in your culture. It's not in your history. You always had the queen mothers, and I'm talking from experience. And that wasn't just Sekhmet. They had all types. These pharaohs, man, they was doing this with Set. They was doing this with, and if you was the African king from West Africa, you were doing this with your Oyas. You were doing this with your Oshuns. You were doing this with you. Come on, with your all types of energies that the queen mother would take on through the quantum entanglement, through the quantum superpositioning. She would take on. She would become the goddess. Have access to certain dimensions and certain knowledge that other people didn't have access to, but had access to the king, and give the decisions to the king for him to carry out. This is just how it was for melanated people. Women get to that realm. You occultists know this. Guys, they know that the woman gets to realms that the man cannot get to, because they are the ones that bring the portal. They have the portal of the womb. And so, melanated people knew this. You guys stopped honoring it. You guys stopped following it. Now y'all fucked up in the game. Now you are screaming and crying about white supremacy and reparations. Okay. You want that? You better honor the divine feminine. And you black women that wants to do this rest in femininity, you absolutely support your matriarchal women. Your women like me. I'm a queen mother. I'm a god. I took on the energy of Kali in the flesh. You hear me say Kali Ma, and I have the messages from you women and comments from you women. Oh, Dark Mother spoken. When I used to talk and teach on Clubhouse and stuff, our Dark Mother is here. Our goddess is Kali's here. Kali Ma. Kali Ma. You guys can feel that in me. You guys know for a fact that energy is speaking through me. And you guys, people say, oh, that's a demon and all that. So, oh my gosh, you know. They don't understand our history. They don't understand our sciences. This is spiritual science. They don't understand none of those things. What an archetype and quantum entanglement is, and quantum superpositioning and quantum telling. They don't understand what none of that shit is. So of course they're scared. They don't understand shit. They don't know shit. But this is how melanated people ran their societies, and this is how you got Egypt to how Egypt looked. This is how you got the with Sunyata Keita, the Mali Empire to where the Mali Empire looked. This is how you got it to where it looked. That's why it looked the way it looked. Because they had a system set up that was way beyond this earthly realm. Way beyond anything that you see now. This system that they got set up with the capitalism, the white man running everything and all this. Oh, God, he ran this shit into the ground. Look at your planet. Look at your system. Look at the unfairness. Look at the inequity. Look at it. Jew warriors want to follow that. The black woman wants to mimic that. The black man wants to mimic that. Good luck. Good motherfucking luck. You had me when I was here. When I was here to help you guys, you had Kali in the flesh, and you niggas plotted to kill me. Then you niggas left me alone, but then you niggas want to act like I don't know what I'm talking about, and try to play me like I'm crazy. Y'all niggas is gonna eat crow, not me, because I can see 200, 500 years from now what the hell's gonna happen. And I've been trying to give out. I'm like, look, trying to stop the house from burning, but it is what it is. And so, in conclusion, black woman, if you are of that great matriarch, you are that mother, that goddess, you take on that God. And you embrace it. Don't let people shame you. Try to say, oh, she's a demon. She's possessed. Oh, God, she needs Jesus and all this stuff. We got Jesus. You better ask Yeshua about me. You think that we come from, like, where do you think Yeshua, like, is he alive or is he not? Did he go to different dimensions? He said he coming back, or did he not? You think that he not cool with the Buddha because they got different religions? They like brothers. Are you stupid? They teach the same thing. Why you think they do that the Benedict sign? The Benedict sign is the sign of the Buddha. You got the pictures of Jesus with doing the Benedict sign in his hand. That's the sign of the Buddha. Look it up. You think that they didn't go to other dimensions and teach people together? Go to different realms? Where do you think Yeshua is at? He's inside of, obviously that's you want to get that real esoteric. I'm not going to go there with it. But you think that he don't know who Kali Ma is? You think that they're not cool because yes, Hindu and this is Christian. Oh, we can't be cool with that. Oh. You're going to go to hell. Wake your motherfucking ass up. Because a lot of y'all try to do that too. And I'm like, what did y'all think we was doing in different dimensions? So you think Yeshua where did he go? You think he travels other way doing his teachings? Him and the Buddha, cool as fuck. Him and Tahuti, cool as fuck. The fuck, like, what do you guys think? You guys think that we're all at odds here? No. Yeshua is a brother in an octave. He's like, Yeshua creates octaves of him. So he'll give his energy, especially for souls that's coming down here that got to deal with the spiritual warfare. He's created octaves of himself on his dimension, on Earth dimension. Son of Man. That's why when I gave the prophecy that there's going to be many humans talking about they're the Son of Man, he created an octave. This stuff is so advanced, it's so high level, and we're dealing with the soul realm, but it's like, and I understand that people are behind and stuff, and humanity has been bamboozled and lied to and deceived and whatnot. But like, when y'all try to attack people and with the religion and with the dogmatism and the beliefs, and it's like, damn, you really don't know shit. Like, either you're a really young soul, or like you don't know what to say to that. You know, you don't know what to say to that. Like when people say, "Oh, you're possessed by a demon, you need Jesus," with all this stuff, and it's like, yeah, Yeshua taught me a lot of the information I know, and he created me as an octave, like an octave. He didn't create me, but I'm saying like he how do you? Because it sounds crazy, but like, again, ascended masters and gods and angels create octaves of themselves. They can create octaves of themselves by infusing a part of themselves into a soul before it gets to planet Earth. That's all you need to know. It's the long and short of it. When somebody says they're the octave of Yeshua or they're the octave of Kalima, it means that energy pretty much infused themselves into that soul and sent them down here through through the physical realm, and now they're human flesh. That's all it means. So it's not blasphemous. It's real shit. Like, you know, either Yeshua's alive or he's not. Like, what do you think? You guys believe he's coming back? He's already back. That's just like, you know. But I don't want to get into a tangent. But come on, it's an energy. It's consciousness. So wake up, and for those who can really read in between the lines of what I'm saying, when we talk about this Son of Man and Christ consciousness and quantum entanglement, like, if you are at a very advanced level, you know, and you understand what I'm saying, oh my gosh, like, God bless you. Like, because, you know, I take slack for teaching the way I teach and the way I teach it. It's new. It's not new, but we're bringing back the ancient ones' teachings. We're uncovering a lot of that stuff, and we're fixing some of the bullshit that has been taught to humanity. We're going in and realizing like a lot of our stuff has been misinterpreted. A lot of the stuff has been hidden, and so if we're evolving and we're preparing for this Son of Man consciousness, this Christ consciousness, yeah, we got to uncover these teachings. Yeah, we got to get this stuff out here, and so that's what we're doing. So when we talk about this great matriarchs, yes, you take on different archetypes through these galactic dimensions that gives you power, and you are called to that. Not everybody can just do that. You are called. That is a calling. You are anointed for that. You're gifted for that. And other women, they can try and work up that energy to get that, but the thing is, some women that don't have that naturally, they'll get jealous of women who have that naturally get that gift. And so you want to be careful of that. You ain't got to brag about it, but if you're one of those women that can, you know, do all these things spiritually, and you know that God is within you, and that goddesses are within you, and goddesses protect you, and goddesses speak through you. If you're one of those black women, you're most likely a matriarch. You're most likely a queen mother, and you have lots of gifts and talents. You're most likely a queen mother. You most likely will be building a palace and building, through the mind, mind you, a space for your sisters. For them to have, and it is a sacrifice on some level, because you don't get to do the things that the other women get to do, because of the calling in our lives. You don't get to, fuck around and buy a bunch of Hermes bags and Louis Vuitton and go chill and go drink Moscatos on the beach and fuck and chill and do whatever you want, or be a housewife. You may not have that. We got other gifts. We get other stuff. You know, we all get our reward in some way, but we are called to help our sisters be able to have those moments of joy and of peace. and have those moments where they can rest in their femininity. They want to rest in their femininity. They think the black man's gonna give it to them, and he ain't thinking about none of that shit. He thinking that the black man's gonna go and treat her with kitten gloves and take her as like a little girl and bounce her on his lap like a little girl, take care of her. That's not how no man thinks. No man does that. They try to put women as like this childlike energy. Nah, men know what black women ain't like that. Our black men know that when black women are too intelligent. They're very lioness energy, very, very intelligent women. And so they're not going to baby you naturally. Melanated men are not going to baby us. Some of the patriarchs, some of the kings, if you have a melanated king, and we talk about one of integrity and authenticity and dignity, those men, they may, they may baby their wives, they may baby them, the king energy, like that boss energy. But like the average melanated man, that is naturally matriarchal, they're not going to, they don't view you as that. They'll view you as beautiful. That's why it was like queen and goddess and mother, all this mother stuff. And that's annoying. I could see how that could be annoying, because not every woman is that. Not every woman wants to be that, and that's fine. And so that's what our brothers have to learn, that they can't try to put that jacket on all black women, the queen mother jacket, the goddess. They love to put everybody, oh, that's Sekhmet, oh, that's Hashas. That's not every black woman. Not every black woman is interested in that shit. Some black women want to chill, want to sit their ass on the bed, paint their damn toenails, grab some pink fingernail polish, paint their nails, get a fluffy ass bathrobe, Versace bathrobe. It's a nice bubble bath with fucking champagne, and fucking relax, chill, and don't do shit, but look cute, be pretty, have all the men buy her things, give her gifts. There's some women that are like that. And so we have to, as the matriarchs, as the queen mothers, we have to make sure that we're building these systems and apparatuses for our sisters. The thing is, sisters, you're not going to overthrow us like you did last time, bitches. You better not try to overthrow us like you did last time. I'm ready to do this for you. I'm ready to lay it online, build you some things, and get our community together. Better not fucking turn on me like you did the last time. Don't get jealous. And she got her fader in. She got too much power. She ran too much. Because the queen mother's gonna have the power. The queen mother's the matriarch. They provide the governance. Sure do. They have to say. They come together in meetings and committees and councils, and they build out things for you guys, and the community does it. And so you want the rest of femininity. You guys don't want to work. You guys want to chill. We got to get this marriage rate up. We got to get this brothers. You got to work. You got to do something. You got to have provisions. You got to be able to have provisions to do this for you. So your queen mothers are planning all that out. But you got to listen. You got to support your queen mothers. You got to be loyal to your queen mothers. You can't be male identified, or else the shit not going to work. At the moment I find out you're a male identified woman that's going to turn on me, all bets are off. We got backups on top of backups of data of how we could. That's like how the queen mothers cursed your asses before when y'all turned on her in Africa. Turned on your walking Sekhmets, your walking Oyas, your walking gods on earth. Killed them, chopped their breast off, raped them, all types of stuff. And no women got your asses. They was burning alive, and you thought it was funny, and you're laughing at them, throwing all their grimoires away, and throwing all their witchcrafts away, whatever, beating them over the head with Islam and all this stuff, and trafficking them, sex trafficking them. Oh, them women got your asses. That's why melanated people look the way they. That's why Africa looked the way they look. Africa can split in half. And that's why Black American dealing with what they had to do. The Caribbean. Oh. No more matriarchy. Okay. Yes, it's going in a period of slavery. 400 years. You twisted up my Judaism. Twisted up the Bible. Got all that messed up. Took out the divine feminine out of that. So you could browbeat women over the head even more. Oh. We got y'all asses. We got y'all good too. But we're back because we want to put you back on the throne. We want you back. We want peace on earth. We want heaven on earth. And so we back, and we got a team with us. We got males and females with us. Grimoire. We got all types of egregores and energies on us. We got all types of stuff spiritually to protect the sanctity of the divine feminine, to bring the plans that we have for this planet. But you black women's, all that primal jealousy, you got to work on it. You can't be getting jealous of one another and trying to set one another up and trying to compete for men. I don't give a fuck about competing for no man with you. You can have all the niggas. I don't give a shit. You want to have all the niggas, have all the niggas. I'm God body. I'm sitting here loaded as a god, and I'm content. I sit with I'm content. That's all I can say. And so I don't have no interest in competing with women over niggas. Oh, battle of the wombs, battle of the, come on, that's just not my style. I can't get into that battle of the wombs energy. The fuck, I really feel like a god. So I'm I can't relate to that, And then it's not even a feel. It's there's a knowing behind it, and so there's no way I'm thinking of I can't reduce myself to that level where I gotta look at another woman and say, oh, let me compete with you to knock you out or to prove that I'm shit. That's annoying. That's annoying. And I'm not the best looking woman. And people say, oh, I ain't got a lot of money. I ain't got all this. I ain't got all that. I'm loaded spiritually. That's all I cared about. That's what I care about. And so I'm content with that. But for the next woman, other black women, don't be getting jealous of each other. Don't be trying to knock each other out. Honor your gifts. Honor each other's gifts. Honor each other's talents. Help the queen mothers get you back in power. Help support the queen mothers monetarily, spiritually. Do what you can to support these queen mothers so they can help build for you. They're willing to build for you. They're willing to sacrifice all this pleasure and joys of the world so that they can help and spend time building for you and getting you together, giving you game for your spirit. Now you want to go out and fuck and have a good time and go to the bars every Friday and drink, play cards, play spades, and do whatever you want as a human, female. That's fine, but support us that's trying to help this community, to help build new community. Because right at this point, you can't help a community, right? You got to build new community with niggas that think just like you. That niggas that's on your level. That's not even on your level, just like-minded. They understand the vision. They get the mission. That's all you need. And so that's another thing. We ain't trying to save this community, the black community. They can't be saved. They man. Whoo. And so we trying to build new community with those of us that's ready for this queen mothership, that's ready for the great matriarch, that's ready for the divine feminine, that's ready for the balance of the divine masculine and divine feminine, that's ready for the seed of the divine masculine and his full potential too. And it ain't gonna be every man. We always gonna have more women than men in the queen mothership. You're always gonna have women running the governance. But the men that we have, they're going to be quality. And some of you ladies, you got mad at me for talking about the sister wives thing. They didn't like the sister wives. Some of you ladies going to be sister wives. Some of these kings. We're going to build it. They're going to be some kings around here. We're going to build some gods. And they're going to be doing a lot of the executing, a lot of these men. But they're going to have to take care of you ladies. And for those of you that want that housewife lifestyle and luxurious lifestyle, yeah, that's fine. They take care of you, whatever, but you're going to be doubled up. Then you know that now. Some of you going to have to, some of you, not all of you, some of you going to have to share. In our new community. That's ran by women, so you ain't got to worry about somebody hitting you over the head or oppressing you as the black woman. No, because your queen mothers are going to protect you. Your queen mothers are running the show. Now, if you don't want that to happen, you don't want to go back to your own melanated sciences, you don't want to go back, you're going to follow what you've been following. You have the 72% out of wedlock rate, 32% marriage rate. It makes me no motherfucking lie. And it has no bearing on me. So, anyways, I'll say that. That was a long one. I hope you guys got what you needed out of that. Think about some of them things and add to what you know too. And apply it based on your experience and what you need for yourself. Okay? I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I love you. Bye.
Are you ready for a mesmerizing linguistic journey? Step into the enchanting world of Tut language, an invaluable part of Black American heritage. Delve deep into this unique language where every word resonates with the rhythm of a resilient culture. Explore thoughtfully designed lessons that unravel the linguistic intricacies of Tut, from pronunciation variations to regional influences. Engage in interactive language games like word matching and pronunciation challenges that will deepen your understanding and sharpen your skills. Dive into live Tut bingo, historical and cultural role-play scenarios, and weekly open mic sessions featuring Tut music and poetry. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to celebrate culture and embrace language. Enroll now and start your Tut language adventure. Enroll now and receive 3 free Tut language books, thoughtfully created by colleague J.N.S. It's an invaluable addition to your learning experience.